So starting up with question number 2, what are the different things we need to look when we need to build a SilverLight application? Okay, so in other words, can we see how a simple SilverLight application is built? Now there are some prerequisites in order to start the SilverLight development. The first prerequisite is the SilverLight SDK kit. Now go to Microsoft.com and just search for SilverLight Software Development Kit or SDK. There are a lot of versions, and currently, because I have Visual Studio 2008 and .NET 3.5, I'm downloading SilverLight 2.0 SDK kit. Right. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you will need VS 2008. So now the VS 2008 can be Express Edition, it can be Enterprise, but at least VS 2008. And third, ensure that you have .NET 3.5 framework. So you need to have the Microsoft .NET 3.5 framework. So what you need is the SilverLight SDK, which you can see here. You need 3.5 framework and you need VS Web Developer 2008. Now it depends. I mean to say, I have currently VS Web Developer, but Web Developer 2008 Express Edition. But in case you have Enterprise, it's more than good, right? So let's close this. Go to File, New Project. Because we have installed the SilverLight SDK kit, you will see a SilverLight application in your Visual Studio templates. So let's give a nice name to this. My first SilverLight application. Right. Now once you press OK, it will say that how do you want your SilverLight application project to be built? Okay. Like, do you want just a simple page where you can host your SilverLight, or do you want also a web project to be added automatically? So we'll just select the first option. So make a SilverLight application, but also make a web application project which can consume the SilverLight project. Okay, and let's press OK. Now you can see that SilverLight has created two projects. One is a simple SilverLight application and another one a web application. Now this web application basically consumes the SilverLight application, right? So if you open the SilverLight application, you will see that there are a couple of XAML files here. Now XAML files are nothing but they're XML files which help you to define your UI objects, help you to define the properties, their events, their behavior, etc. Now app.xaml is an application level.xaml file, while page.xaml is a XAML file in which you will define your UI object. Now what we'll do for this example is we'll just display a simple text called as probably, this is simple SilverLight application. Now when you click on page.xaml, you will see a view here, and this view is nothing but it is rendered using the XAML file. So this is actually the XAML code or the XAML tag, and this is where it will render. So let's go to the grid and let's type text block. This is my first SilverLight application. Now as we are typing over here, you can see that it's rendering in the renderer, right? So the .xaml file is read by the renderer software and it is displayed here. So we can just save this and build it. Now if you watch the build messages very closely, you will see some couple of messages which are very interesting, like validating file names been packaged in Zap, begin Zap packaging the DLL, packaging the XML, and then Zap packaging completed successfully. And you can also see the Zap file in your web application which is supposed to consume the SilverLight application. You can see over here there is a my first SilverLight application.zap which has been thrown into the client bin directory of my SilverLight application.web. Now what is a Zap file? Okay, Zap file is nothing but it's a zipped file, it's a compressed file which basically has the XAML, the DLL, and all the necessary things which are needed in order to display a SilverLight application. Now what happens is when your browser basically requests a SilverLight animation or a SilverLight application, the Zap file is sent to the browser, it is unzipped by the SilverLight runtime, and the XAML file is read and rendered. So you can think about Zap as a zipped or a compressed kind of file format, with which your SilverLight application can be downloaded in a very speedy manner into the browser and rendered. Okay, so now that we have built our SilverLight application, we have created a ZAP file. The ZAP file has all the necessary manifest, the XAML file, the DLLs, etc. It's time to consume this ZAP file in a web application. So the first thing is that paste this ZAP file in one of the client bin directories, or paste it somewhere in your web application directory. At this moment, it has by default created or pasted the ZAP file in the client bin directory of my web application. The second we need to do is there are 3 steps which we need to put in our HTML in order to consume the ZAP file. The first thing is we need to refer the assembly of system.web SilverLight. So we need to refer the namespace here. Second, we need to also refer the script manager, because remember that SilverLight uses Ajax internally. So we need to refer the script manager. And the third is where we go and refer the ZAP file. So you need to put the ASP SilverLight tag. You need to say run at server. You need to say the source where your ZAP file is, and you need to put the version and give a height and width in which the SilverLight will display its animation or video, audio, etc. So currently my ZAP file is present in my client bin directory. If you remember, when it compiled the program, it put the my SilverLight application.zap in my client bin, and the same is referred here. Now if you run this project, you will see that our text block, that is, this is my first SilverLight application, is rendered. So yes, you can display, you can see the display, and if you click on this, you can see that it's run inside the SilverLight runtime. This is same as Flash. If you see in Flash, if you do a right click on Flash, you can see such kind of menu which shows that it is running inside the Flash environment. So that's how we build our first SilverLight application. So just to summarize, install the SDK kit, ensure you have VS 2008, can be Express, it can be Enterprise, ensure you have .NET 3.5 framework, go and create your SilverLight application, go and start putting your UI objects in the XAML file, compile it, make a ZAP file, go to your web application, use your ASP SilverLight tag to refer the ZAP file, ensure that you have referred the SilverLight assembly and the Ajax script manager. So that's all the necessary steps we need to build up a SilverLight application. I hope that this session was useful, and in the coming up sessions, we will try to see how we can do transformations, how we can do animations, and how we can leverage SilverLight to build rich internet application.